In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make an instrument from a saw blade. And it sounds like this. So for those of you who don't know, outside of dance music, I also make music for sound and picture. And one of the projects that I got to work on, I wanted to create a new sort of palette of sounds. I have, as you can see, a bunch of like electronic instruments, but I kind of wanted something a little more like real sounding, not sort of synthesized based. So I was looking around on the internet and I saw a phenomenal instrument by a one composer called the Apprehension Engine, and it's like this whole huge instrument. It is phenomenal, but it's also $10,000. And then I was also looking at the Leaf Audio, which you can see up the back there, but there was a delay on those just due to shipping and stuff like that. It's a small company, so they just didn't have any available. So I thought that I would just go down to my local hardware store and craft store and pick up, I got this little box, as well as I went down to Home Depot and just grabbed a bunch of bits and pieces that I could drill into the box, and hopefully it would resonate the box and kind of make sound. I also drilled in a 1/4-inch jack, and then if I open it up, I have a little piezo mic here, and then I have the jack soldered on there. Super simple, so if you're only just getting into soldering and stuff like that, this is kind of as basic as it gets. A really good sort of starting place when you're getting used to everything like that. But yeah, so let's show you how it sounds on its own. We can add, so you can see we got the springs. We can turn that down a little bit. But I think it sounds really good once we add some weird delays and stuff like that. So let's go and add one really good one for this is the Replica XT. It has like you can already hear my voice going through the box. So let's got this. And special effects. We'll just try some of these. Pretty cool. So you can hear by just adding a couple of little effects and stuff like that, you can get super cool sounds. But if you want to play it like an instrument, it is really difficult to like get the proper resonant notes. So I went out and got myself this sort of cheap bow from Amazon. It was like, I think it was like the cheapest one that I could find. And pairing that with the blades is when you can start to get some really cool sounds. So let's bring up the Replica again and turn it on. And then let's go special effects, and we'll just kind of go, and infinite ramp, that doesn't sound good. Let's go this one. So that's where you can really, that's, hello. It's weird hearing my voice through the headphones and stuff like that. But you can kind of really start to get some super weird sounds, but we want to play it as an instrument. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn this off, turn this on, and I'm going to just pull the volume down. You can hear. I don't want it too loud because that is pretty crazy sort of sound. But I'm going to go and record in a bunch and pick out the best, and we can go from there to creating our own instrument. The only reason why I'm doing it without just doing the recording on my own, because that sound is too crazy and I don't want a bunch of people to go and leave the video. It's a cool concept and I kind of want to share it. So let's get stuck in. So I think I got one here that's going to work for us. And let's play it. As you can hear, pretty sort of crazy sound. But we want to go in and we want to make sure we have flex pitch turned on. And we're going to make sure that it is in pitch. So let's find where we are. There we go. And maybe this one for the tail. Cool. We've got it in. If we turn it down and play it. It's as constant as it's going to be. It's a crazy instrument. So we're going to run with that. So let's go in here. We're going to go bounce in place. We're going to go, yep, mute it. And cool. Let's go to a new one. And then from here, we're going to go and create a software instrument. We want to do the sampler. And then the cool thing about Logic is you can just drag this over. We're going to go optimize zone per file. It analyzes it, and here we go. We can mute that. And then go up a little bit. Go up a little bit more. So that sounds pretty cool. But as you can see with the sampler, it's put it in, it's got our pitch, everything like that, but it doesn't have a loop point on there. Now we could go in and we could create our own loop point, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to record in some more and then find another sample that sounds a little bit better, because at the moment I feel like I would have to drag that at the start. It sounds okay. I think we can do better. So bear with us. I'm going to come back with a new sample that sounds better. Okay, we're back again, and I recorded in a bunch more, and I found one that I kind of like, and I think it sounds good. And we got a good loop point that you can't really hear the start and finish of the loop point. And let me play a little bit for you so you can hear how it sounds. Bring up the keyboard for you. Let's go down a little bit. We can start the loop point. And it's a smooth loop all the way around. So I think this sounds really good. I think the sound to me sounds like an old piano kind of organ sound through a tape deck that's just been absolutely demolished, and I think it sounds kind of cool. Um, so if we bring down that little MIDI loop from before, and we can, and then let's put this, select all. And add a bit of filter. And then let's add a nice, good, healthy amount of reverb. And I think that sounds really cool. Layer it up with the other one that we did, that I played earlier. Maybe even put this one down. So there you go. Create an instrument with a saw blade, and hopefully you can have a play around yourself. While some of you might not have enough money to go and buy a box and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to leave the samples for these two instruments down below, so you can put them into your own sample instrument and then hopefully use them in your own productions. And most importantly, hopefully I have inspired you to create something today. Until next time, see you later.